Okay. So, all right. Um so I've done some research on how to grow hair. Like those who don't know, I'm trying to grow my hair. So I've done some research and I'm trying to on like how 4C people grow hair and how like non 4C people grow hair, because and trying to see like how come we put all this effort into our hair and our hair is still short, but when the white people simplify their hair care, their hair grows long, and their hair just grows long and they don't even put in much work. So what I did some research on what all humans, regardless of race, uh, can have in common on how to grow hair, on how to grow hair, because it's like these racial statistics are fake. Like people saying that black people need to put all this effort into our hair, like it's just fake. Like you could put all this effort into your hair and you could still have it short. Like sometimes black people are the reason why your hair is short. Like envious black people. Like they ripping your hair out with their combs and brushes because they do not like to see your hair long. Uh they be judging, like they jealous. Like they doing a whole lot. Sometimes white people, it does not make any sense that because we have a certain texture of our hair that we have to put all that extra effort into our hair. Like, yeah, to a certain degree, we do have to treat our hair a little bit differently than the other textures. Like, we have to finger detangle it in order for our hair to stay separate, to keep it from looking like a matted dreadlock, to keep it from looking like a big old dreadlock. So yeah, I get that. Like to finger detangle it. I understand it very well. But all this crazy effort, protective hairstyles 24/7, all this extra shampoo and all these extra products and all that stuff. Like if you want to put that in your hair, go ahead. Like that's good, but it's not that important. It shouldn't be that complicated to take care of your hair like that. So yeah. So let me go over how all human beings is also gonna have a little bit of some, well yeah, all human beings, like how all human beings can grow their hair. Yeah. This is all right. Let me show you how to grow hair for all human beings, regardless of race. Okay, number one, eat healthy. All right, if you want to have a cheat day, pick one, pick one or two. But I recommend just one day because sugar can make your hair grow short. It can make you lose your hair, and it's like it is really easy to get diabetes and all that stuff. So it's like pick one cheat day. Pick your favorite day where you like to have sugar. And like when you have your cheat day, eat little sugar. Like pick like one piece of sugar. One piece of sugar, one sugar drink, or one sugar meal, or something like that. Like find a way to find a way to eat small when it comes to snacks. Like God told me this: solid or liquid, solid sugar or liquid sugar. But if but the thing about sugar, if you want to make every day your cheat day, you could eat fruit every day. Fruit is a healthy sugar. Fruit can satisfy your cravings. So yeah, just don't eat too many. That's still sugar, but it just satisfies your cravings like that. So yeah, eat fruit every day and then pick one day to eat uh one unhealthy snack, solid or sugar. I meant solid or liquid. All right. Okay, number 2. Manage stress. Okay, this one's really important. If you cannot manage stress no matter what, like it is so overwhelming, you can't even calm down because this feeling of stress is just so overwhelming, you just can't handle it, then put your phone down and eat more fiber. Eat your beans, eat your grass, eat your like eat your beans, eat your grass, eat your nuts, eat your seeds. Like look it up. Like look up fiber foods. Look up fiber foods. Eat more fiber. Fiber helps you with your stress. Like meditate, breathwork, deliverance. Uh but don't just only rely on that. Like you gotta have more fiber in your system. Uh how do I say this? Um how do I say this? Like put your phone down. So yeah. Number 3. Put your hair in loose ponytails every time like you gotta go to bed, or like you're not going anywhere. When you're not going anywhere, like one thing that is that it is when it comes to this, I've been telling the internet like, hey, I don't got no pretty hairstyle to put my hair in. I ain't got no pretty hairstyle to put my hair in because my hair is at this awkward length. So I pretty much gave up on that and just be like, you know what? When I go out in public, this is how my hair gonna be. This is how my hair gonna be. So I'm gonna use my ugly protective style. Just put my hair in these ugly ponytails every time I go to bed. Just every time I go to bed. Like you don't have to put your hair in braids, but if you don't have loose ponytails, if you don't have loose ponytails, like you don't have those rubber bands to put your hair in, then I recommend you put your hair in braids. Okay? Dampen your hair and put them in braids if you don't have any rubber bands on you. You do not have to put them in these small ponytails. They do not have to be pretty. Okay, they do not have to be pretty. You just wear them for the night, and then when you get up in the morning, you take them off, and then wear it. You just wear it like an afro or something like that. So yeah, your hair is gonna, so yeah, put your hair in that kind of protective style, in whatever ugly protective style that you want to put it in, whenever you go to bed, and in a bonnet, uh or in a bun. But if your hair is like as short as mine, I don't recommend buns. I don't recommend buns when your hair is as short as mine, unless it's like, real long, like real long, like real long, like real long. But it cannot be tight. It cannot be a tight bun. It's gotta be a loose bun. But yeah, when it comes to a loose ponytail, it does not have to be pretty. It does not have to be pretty. But it does not have to be pretty. It was just that whenever you go to bed, it's just that you gotta put your hair in some protective hairstyle. You do not have to know how to do cornrows. You do not have to know how to do. You do not have to know how to do any of that. But you gotta learn how to put your hair in some form of braids, some form of twists, some form of braids, some form of twists, something to put your something to protect your hair, to put in a bonnet before you go to bed, so you can maintain your length and you can still be able to grow your hair. And then when you get up in the morning, you can take it out. You can take all that stuff out and you can wear your hair in an afro or whatever you want to wear it, if you want to, or whatever you want to wear it. I'm not so yeah. If you're too lazy, just put it in a scarf. If you're too lazy to put it in, well, if you're too lazy to just put it in, if you're too lazy to take it out of a protective style, and just put it in a scarf, no biggie. But yeah, if you don't feel comfortable showing, that kind of protective hairstyle, so yeah. Finger detangle on wet or damp hair. Okay? Finger detangle on wet or damp hair. All right? Finger detangle on wet or damp hair. Okay? No combs, no brushes. All right? No combs, no brushes. Finger detangle on wet or damp hair. All right? Which leads to bum 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 bum. All right, 5. Okay, so when it comes to finger detangling, you gotta accept that while finger detangling, you're gonna lose some hair. You're gonna rip out some strands of your hair. But what matters is that you don't lose too much hair, or you don't get out a big handful of hair. Like, you're gonna be losing some hair. You're gonna be ripping out some hair unintentionally. You might be shedding a little bit. You're gonna be ripping out. You're gonna be ripping out some strands, and that is okay. Just make sure you're not losing too much hair. You're not going too crazy. Like, be as careful as you can with the finger detangling, but don't but don't uh but don't get too carried away where it's like you're losing too much hair. Just accept that you're gonna lose a little bit here and there. So yeah, that's just because it's like our hair, especially when your hair is like 4C or 4D, 4E, all that, especially if your hair is like that curly, like yeah, because your hair is definitely gonna break, it's gonna snap. Your hair is definitely gonna your hair is just not meant to be like the white people hair. It's not meant to be like the smooth hair, what I mean. So yeah, it's not meant to be like the smooth people hair, like the smooth hair, the fine hair. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Morning or afternoon, close to evening, vitamin D. All right. Morning or afternoon, close to evening, vitamin D. All right. Okay. You could get your vitamin D in the morning or in the afternoon, close to evening. Get your vitamin D from those things. Or you could get it from the evening. You could go on a walk, like find some excuse to go outside, or you could just sit out, like in the shadow, not directly in the sun. But yeah, get your vitamin D that way. Like just put some water in your hair and then just put your water in your hair like a plant and get your vitamin D like that. So, yeah. Drink 2 bottles of water a day. Drink 2 bottles of water a day. All right. Like if somebody who likes to walk, drink a bottle of water when you in the house and drink another bottle of water when you out the house. Or just drink the bottle of water whenever you feel like it. Just drink 2 bottles of water. Okay, people say 8 glasses of water. I mean, like, what does that mean? Like, how small are the glasses? Are like I did some research on like how many bottles of water do you need in order to count as 8 glasses of water. I tried 3 bottles of water and I got sick. I felt extremely nauseous and that was too much. And I've done research, and when you get nauseous from water, that means you drink too much. So 2 bottles of water, 2 bottles of water a day. One time I drank a lot of cups of water. I don't know how many, and I drank a deadly amount of water. Okay, if you watch what happens if you drink a gallon of water, I got through the same side effects as the person who drank it. The difference is I didn't die because I prayed for deliverance from death. Like I prayed for deliverance from before it got worse. Okay, the organ did explode in me. The organ thing did explode in me when I drank too many cups. But I pray to God, like, hey, Lord, I think I made a mistake. Please help me. And God's like, okay. So he helped me. So I just had faith that I'm going to live, and I did. Hallelujah. So, yeah, 2 bottles of water a day. All right. Number 87. Don't comb or brush your hair, nor let anybody else do it. It's like I know I probably said this before, but it's like, even if your hair gone to your gone to your not natural, gone to your goal length, don't let nobody touch your hair, because people are gonna bring your hair back to where it was. Like, don't let nobody do it. All right. All right. You should only finger detangle your hair, and you should be the only one touching your hair. People saying like, ah, your hair is shedding like crazy. No, you're shedding my hair. Get away from my hair. These people shedding your hair. Your hair ain't shedding. Nobody's hair sheds that much. Okay? The only people's hair that sheds that much is a cancer patient. This is not no joke. I'm literally serious when I'm saying this. And the last thing, number 111. Don't trim your hair. Don't trim your hair. Okay? Don't trim your hair. Okay, what's keeping you from growing your hair is when you be trimming it every 2 seconds. Stop it. All right? Don't trim your hair. Okay, if you want to trim it, wait. Like, do it every once in a while. Like, when your hair gets to its goal length, when your hair gets to whatever goal length it gets to, or like, how do I say this? Like, do it every once in a while, but don't do it every 2 seconds, every time it grows a tiny new length or something like that. Like, don't be trimming your hair every time it grows a little bit, because that's really ruining the process. Like, if you want to trim your hair, go ahead, but daily trims, weekly trims, it's really ruining your process. Like, if you want to trim every once in a while. Like, trim when it grows a lot. Trim your hair when it grows a huge length. When it grows a huge length of hair. Every time it grows a huge length of hair. But don't trim your hair weekly, daily, hourly, like that. You're literally keeping your hair from growing. Like, it's ruining the process. All right, it's gonna grow. Like, don't worry too much about the split ends. Like, your hair is fine. So yeah, don't don't trim your hair. You don't need to trim your hair that much. Trim your hair every time it grows a big length. Like like you don't need that. So yeah. God bless.